Hi YouTube, this is 133 MHz with a little update on my vintage TV pickups. As you may have been able to tell by my voice, I have caught a bad cold, which I'm just getting over with, so I haven't been able to work on this as much as I'd like. But as you can see, they're both working fine now. If you remember this one, this had a height problem. Wouldn't fill up the entire screen. I said the height pot was dirty, and that was actually it. I took it apart, I squirted some alcohol on the potentiometer since I didn't have any contact cleaner at hand, and I just moved it all back and forth a couple of times, and it's perfect now. The height is very stable. Just adjusted it at the optimal points, and you can see it's all working now. This one had no picture at all, it just had sound. So one weekend I took it apart very calmly. I found out it had the main voltage, it had filament, it had sound, but there was no horizontal or high voltage being generated. So of course I got the old oscilloscope and I took a look at the waveforms around the horizontal output area. I had pulses coming into the horizontal output transistor. The pulses were present, but in the collector I didn't have any pulses at all. I had a steady 12-volt line. Nothing happened. So of course I tested the horizontal output transistor with my multimeter, and it tested okay. In fact, here it is. It's a 2SD362. It tested okay, but I had no pulses, so I just said, well, let's swap it out. At first I said, I hope it's not the flyback. I hope the flyback's not shorted or open. But let's try the easy ones first. Even if it's good, I'll just replace the horizontal output transistor and see what happens. I got around my component stash. I couldn't find any exact replacement, so I picked up the first one that looked like and had a higher power rating than this. I think it was a 2SC65763 or something. Had the same pinout. I stuck it in and boom, had high voltage at the right how do you call this? It's the height, the width, at the right width and everything. So as you can see, it's not like a color TV, which the horizontal output transistor is really critical. Yeah, so I just left it there. I'm not going to bother replacing this, but as you see, that's Murphy's law applied to electronics. The transistor tested good and everything, but it just didn't work. This one's Korean on the inside, even though it has a Japanese brand. I say Japanese like that. This one's a real Sanyo. I don't know if you can tell by the video, but this one has a much better CRT. It's a lot more sharper and brighter than this one, and it's pretty obvious that this one is a lot newer than this. This is a real vintage, but this might be like 10 years later. This one had a lot of dust and dirt in the inside. It had layers upon layers of crap and grime from all the decades, but this one was not so dirty as this one. And this one had a... When I was blowing all the dust off, you know, to clean the potentiometer, I found out that the aqueduct, the cover, the conductive paint which the CRT is painted on started flaking off. No, I don't want to lose that. I don't want to end up repainting the CRT, so I just stopped that and left it as it is. But yeah, what I want to do with this, I want to take both apart entirely and clean the chassis of both of these entirely, you know, wash them in the bathtub with some detergent and everything to give them a pretty good and proper restoration, as now they're working. But I want to see them sparkly clean again, which I'll maybe do later. And for my next finding, we'll have to go outside and I'll have to put on some rubber gloves. You'll see why in a second. This is one I picked up yesterday. It's a National TR682CH solid state black and white television. I found this lying on the curb about 2 blocks away from my house at about 10 in the morning. I was going to meet a friend and I was going there to meet him, and I found this lying on the curb alongside some other garbage. And I just called my friend and say, hey, I'm gonna be a little late. I just picked up a TV from the garbage and I'm going to lug it back home. So yeah, you can see it's actually really nasty. It's really disgusting actually. It's got like garbage juice all over it, and it seems like it has been peed on by a dog, fortunately. And yeah, that's why it's here outside. I left it in the floor yesterday, left it lying on the floor, and later when I came home I found it had leaked some really disgusting liquid over the floor. Probably it's full of pee inside or something. It's missing the channel knob, it's power switch, and it's really dirty, but I checked the CRT. It seems to be fine, so that's why I picked it up. It's very classic design. It's still got the original plug, so that might be worth saving. So yeah, like the first thing I'll have to do with this is take it apart and dunk all the parts in bleach or something, because it's really disgusting. But I'll still try to turn it on as it is to see if it's worth saving. We'll see what it does. Plugged in. Horizontal. It's actually some kind of picture. The brightness and contrast are really bad. Got a dirty volume pot. Actually might be so dirty behind the glass screen. You can see big black blob of dust or something may have accumulated over the years. No. Yeah, very low brightness. It seems extremely blurry. Let's try to see if I can tune into something. Yeah, the tuner is a little dirty too. Here we go. It might actually be, maybe liquid or whatever under here. Just leaked all over the circuit board. Or what is more probable is that the CRT is on its last legs, aside from all the harsh treatment it has had. Adjustment knobs. Look at that. Well, at least it does something, so it might be worth trying to rescue it. Try to, if the CRT is bad, try to do some restoration techniques on it, just as a test. But first of all, it needs a really good bath of bleach.
Dude, we party too hard, so now our bodies are in terrible shape. So we gotta trick the doctor by making it seem like we're in really good shape. And there's only one way to do that. Bleach. Here, drink this, Murderface.
Maybe this sounds a stupid question, but why don't we just pour bleach into our cups of urines?
No! Drink the bleach!
Bleach is healthy. It's mostly water. And we're mostly water. Therefore, we are bleach.
So we're back inside. And well, as I yesterday I picked up that TV from the garbage. I came home to leave it here, and then I went to meet my friend. We were going to our usual electronics store, our usual electronic stores, to buy replacement parts, supplies, etc. So of course I picked up some parts for these and the other TV. The other TV had a missing channel knob. Remember that? So I went looking for one. I didn't even care if it was new or used. I just wanted some compatible knob. And look at what I found. Found a brand new replacement knob for channel tuning of black and white television. Cost me about $2, which I think it's okay. It's pretty much new, so when I get that TV cleaned up, I'll try this and see if it fits. I hope it fits. I think so. The seems to be like a standard model. Seems like it would fit this and this. And what else? Well, you might remember this one had a missing aerial, so I got the aerial piece out just in case as a sample. Lo and behold, I found the entire aerial. Again, a new replacement part. Has the same fitting on the base. I think it's pretty much the same piece, so I'll just have a new aerial to replace for this one. I also picked up a small aerial for a small black and white 5-inch television I have that was missing an aerial too. And of course, since I'm gonna do some video game testing with all this, I got myself some new old stock TV game switches. Remember these? For your Atari computer or your old video game console? These screw terminals, the classic TV game commutator switch. So I got two, one for each TV, which I just leave permanently attached to them on the back, so I can just hook up my favorite consoles to them. And amazingly, this cost the same as they cost when I was a little kid and I used to buy these for my then current generation systems. So that's pretty nice. And if I get that other TV, the national one, working decently, I might just buy another box for that one too. But first I got to clean that up really well. And yeah, since much of you asked about video gaming tests, of course I will test this with video gaming consoles like the NES or earlier ones or maybe later ones, who knows. But first I want to clean them all up. I want to get them presentable, and of course I want to see if the other one has any hopes of being properly restored. And once I get that going, I'll sure show you some video gaming tests. So that's all for me for the updates on my vintage TV pickups. As soon as I have anything new, I will keep you updated. So thanks for watching.